Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. As DK said, my name is Kim Harris. I write notes. So I'm talking about my writing career. My writing career started one day when the phone rang, and to my amazement, on the other line was Quentin Tarantino. Call me about, not really. If anybody doesn't get that joke, just watch our author spotlight from March. That did happen with one of our members. For me, I always just say I was born a writer. I'm always just one of those lucky people that always know that this is what I wanted to do, and so I've just always written. And my first books were really dreadful, but I kept persevering. I've written lots of books. My first. Well, anyway, in the 80s and 90s, romance was a really popular genre, very much like at least 50% of the market, and so I started writing romance novels, and in 1998, I sold my first romance novel to Harlequin Milton, and then it took 2 years to sell my next book, to sell my second book to Harlequin, and then when my editor called me to tell me they were buying the second book, she also told me that she was quitting to go back to grad school. So I got a different editor who was lovely and who was really a champion for my books, and she edited the second book. I sent her the third book, which was I had written as a series of 3 friends in this small town, and she loved the third book. But the senior editor, she didn't have the power of yes. She pitched it to the senior editor, and the senior editor hated it, and would not even entertain the thought of revising the things that she didn't like. It was just kind of dead in the water. So that is traditional publishing. That's kind of the way that goes sometimes. So the third book was rejected. I kept trying. I was writing comedy, like romantic comedies. A little more suspense that wasn't really, and anyway, none of them sold, and I finally kind of gave up. But this is when my kids were little, and I was just trying to write anything I could to get stories in the works. So I wrote all these short stories for true love, true confession, true story, true romance. Hang on your hats, because I got to tell y'all, these are not true. These are not true. They all say true. They're not true. The contract says, is true or could be true. So I signed that contract and took the check, and it was all good. Woman's World, contributing to disordered eating across the country. I wrote some little romance and mysteries in that. And then around the time, so my husband had been doing an Amazon affiliate account, which y'all probably know what that is. But anyway, he was doing Amazon affiliate stuff, and he was telling me that Amazon was they started a self-publishing arm. And in my view, it was still kind of like vanities publishing. That was what you did if you couldn't make it as a real writer, and so I didn't really want to do it. And that's one of the big regrets in my life. I didn't jump on that when he first started talking about it. So finally, in 2013, I had kind of gotten disillusioned with publishing, and I wasn't writing very much, and it was depressing me to not write, even though I also didn't have a lot of hope that it was going to sell. I just thought, well, for my own mental health, I really need to be writing, even if it's not going to sell anything. And so I had this idea for a character that was kind of like a Christian Stephanie Plum. And so that's Janet Ivanovich, very, very successful series, but something like that, but that was Christian. It was a little bit deeper, had character growth, and so I wrote this book, Trailer Park Princess, Middle Finger of Fate, and published it on Amazon. And it was one of the best decisions that I have ever made because, like I said, I only regret that I didn't do it sooner, because that's allowed me to connect directly with readers. And so I get emails from readers, I get reviews from readers, really heartfelt and touching ones, because my books they relate to the character in my books, and it's been a great experience. So I now have 5 books in this series. I'm working on a prequel now. I don't intend to ever stop writing the series. I don't have any plans to. So I have donated the second book in the series. I donated the second book for the raffle because the first book is free on all ebook platforms, so if you want to check it out, it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Kobo and all the ebook platforms. And then I donated the second book because it's got some, it won the best book, Murder and Mayhem, for the Chanticleer International Book Reviews Contest and a few other things. So anyway, second book in my series. So that is my turn so far.